6,000 more and sold those. And then, because it still wasn't enough to pay the rent, I went back to work that summer, the Lobster restaurant. And then that fall, we said, instead of going back and doing a reprint of issue 1, let's do issue 2 together, and then we'll publish that and see how that goes. So in 1985, that's really what I call the dream came true, was that, you know, I didn't have to work at restaurants anymore, I didn't have to, you know, work the night shift at the hotel, didn't have to do all these other crappy jobs, and I was actually, for the first time in my entire life, drawing comic books as a living, both Peter and I, and making a good living. As we entered into toys and animation, each of those things was its own universe and its own specific set of rules and how it all worked, but they also had to work together on a number of levels.
For this stuff to happen 3 years after we published this 3,000 copy, you know, print run of a black and white comic that we had done in our living room, you know, for 3 years later to be, you know, signing a deal which would get a TV show on the air coupled with a toy line, it's like, you know, our heads were exploding.
It's been an exciting day here in New York for me. I'm the CEO of Mirage Studios, the company that Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird created 25 years ago and brought the Turtles to life.
The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles are known for a couple of things. One of those is pizza! That's right. And what else are they known for? Karate!
As a way to celebrate this 25th anniversary, Mirage Studios and 4Kids Entertainment created the Turtles Party Bus. This moving memorabilia museum has been traveling across America since April to provide fans a unique, interactive Turtles experience. This week, it's here in San Diego at Horton Plaza, just a few blocks from Comic-Con. You're all invited to stop by and see some awesome artifacts sure to bring back fond memories.
Fittingly at Comic-Con, where kind of all got started, at least in mainstream comics. I'm Gary Richardson, as it said on there, the CEO of Mirage Studios. And let me introduce our panelists here, starting with this fellow here, Carl Aronian. He was the senior VP at the time of Playmates when the Turtles first came there. He's now the senior VP of marketing at Giochi Preziosi USA, a big European toy company. Next to him, and needs no introduction, Kevin Eastman. In addition to co-creating the Turtles with Peter Laird and founding Mirage, Kevin is the owner and publisher of Heavy Metal Magazine and an entertainment entrepreneur in his own right. Next to Kevin, Steve Barron, director of the first TMNT movie. Steve is also the director of Coneheads, Merlin, Arabian Nights, and Dreamkeeper. And when I was just talking before we came up, maybe over 100 music videos, including Billie Jean for Michael Jackson. The next two guys, Scott Mednick and Galen Walker, will be the producers of the upcoming new live-action Turtles movie. Set in 2011, Galen was also the co-producer on the 2007 CG animated film TMNT. And Galen also played guitar for Cher. It's too bad we don't have a picture of him then with his hair down about here. It's quite a riot. Scott Mednick has been the producer or executive producer of numerous movies, including 300, Superman Returns, and the soon-to-be-released Where the Wild Things Are. Next to Galen is Matt Lunig of Ubisoft Entertainment, our video game licensee. Matt is the producer of the new game and is an independent comic and music poster artist in his own right. Next to Matt is Lloyd Goldfein, supervising producer of the current TMNT TV series. Lloyd has produced or been involved with a number of other animated TV series, including Yu-Gi-Oh!, G.I. Joe Extreme, and Transformers Generation 2. Given the number of panelists we have and the number of topics we have to cover, the way we're going to approach this is I'll throw some questions at each person, let them talk a little bit, and move on to the next person, and then we'll have maybe 10 or so minutes at the end for some questions that hopefully you can spread amongst the various people we've got up here, toy, movie, TV, etc., and not just concentrate on one person. Starting things off, I think it's only natural that we start with Kevin. And, you know, we heard in there a little bit about the creation of the turtles and the one-upsmanship. But one thing I've never really got from you is, what was it that fateful night back in 1983 that caused you to draw an anthropomorphic turtle wearing a mask with nunchucks as opposed to some other animal?
Well, it's you know, why we chose the turtle is I'm not exactly sure. I kind of trace it back to when I grew up in Maine. My grandmother lived in this lake, and they had this outlet that had all kinds of turtles in it. And when I was a kid, I used to go there and poke at them with a stick and snap them, bite off the ends of them and stuff. But I think it really was